Howdy.
What's up, chat? Opening some links. Uno momento. Have a nice little talk about Borderlands today.
Ain't nobody got a drop in the city. Now watch, everybody gonna get convertibles. Watch, just watch. I can't have nothing. I can't have nothing.
Can't have anything exclusive, man.
I just seen how they was. Oh, where you get that from? Like, here we go. Just let me be the only one with a convertible. That's all.
Man, you inspire humans, man. You're a leader, bro.
Bro, I'm about to be solo dolo, man, bro. Just making my money and staying out the way, bro. The storm is coming, and I don't want no parts.
Not
of
the
it, bro.
storm is coming. Yo, what's up, Darkstar? We're gonna talk about Borderlands today. It's funny you say that. Did you go see it yesterday? Let me pause that real quick.
He know his rights.
I want to see it. We're gonna talk about it. I don't want to spoil it.
Bro, to tell somebody they know their rights is hilarious. You don't have to go see that.
I know my rights.
You know your rights. You don't have to go see that.
I know my rights, chat. Happy Saturday, everybody, man. Hope y'all are doing good today. We'll be getting started here in a moment. I think I'm a little under the weather, but we trucking through today, baby.
Choo choo.
Whole family's getting sick.
Cat's like meow.
Right, cats are just meowing at us for food every 5 minutes. Dog is barking, jumping on you. Strong as Hulk. Anyway, man, happy Saturday, guys. What's going on, man?
Meow.
We love cats, man. I'm gonna watch it, man.
Here.
It's gonna be on video on demand in like a month and a half anyway. There's no way it's not.
Hey, getting 0% of Rotten Tomatoes, you gonna
There's no way.
That's going straight to DVD.
It's gonna be on streaming. Yeah, it's gonna be on streaming sites very soon. And I'm gonna watch it because
I'm gonna save that for when we start.
yeah, well, and we're gonna talk about it. Let's get started. Because I'm excited.
Good for.
Hello, and welcome to episode 201. Oh my God, welcome to episode 201 of the Super Weapon Podcast, most overpowered podcast on the internet. It's your boy Darius the Artist, and as always, got my co-host DC here with me today.
That boy has some serious.
The sickness is messing with my brain, man. It's foggy brain, I guess.
Said, boop, boopy, boopy, boop. I was like, yo.
Word salad, man. That's where we are today, man. Happy Saturday, man. How you doing today?
Doing amazing, doing great, feeling a little good.
How's your
Just
week
trying
been,
to
man?
get my life in order, man. I got so much going on, man. Like,
Yeah.
I could only, the only one game at a time type deal. It's then trying to make sure my house is prepared for a 4-year-old to come running through it.
Oh, I forgot. When are you being uncle,
next
man?
week.
Heck yeah.
So between just making child-proofing everything in my house, which I literally just found out that my house is a danger zone for kids. Like, it's literally not the place for a kid to be in.
I'll say this, at least you have the wherewithal to want to protect your nephew or your niece, like who's coming over and stuff. Like, a lot of people wouldn't think like that. You living alone and stuff like you have been, but that's cool, man. I hope you have a good time with the youngin', man.
You get real comfortable living alone. Like, it just looks like the Bat Cave in here. Like, it's just computers and it's just so much random knickknacks everywhere. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ, man! Like, make this place look cool, I guess. I don't know. Like, it just look like, because don't get it twisted. Like, my shit's not messy. It's just not food and pizza boxes laying under the bed and all that. No,
I can attest to that. Like, I've been to your apartment.
Computer.
You're not like that.
I have like computer parts and like shit, and then I got like my RC cars are just all over the place, and like, it's just weird. Like, stuff
you have a bachelor's pad. Essentially, is what you have, a guy's bachelor pad, and there's nothing wrong with that, man.
And you only straighten up when the ladies come over.
When companies come in,
insert some wild music.
Oh, you got to. Oh my gosh, man, you're an idiot. That's awesome,
when
man.
The ladies come over.
Look at this guy.
But yeah, man, between that, trying to get studying in, and then I'm not playing any games now because I started back RPing, which I'm about to
Yeah, let's talk
kind
about
of.
that, man. What
Well,
got
I'm
you
about
back in the
to.
RP? I want to know.
I'm gonna kind of disassociate my. That's part of the reason why I'm kind of moving away from people
Hmm.
is because I'm setting a tone to where I'm not gonna be in the city as much because I just have real life obligations.
Right.
So the crew of misfits that I'm with, it's like they know what to do. Like they know what to do. They'll be fine. But yeah, Amazed, man, Amazed kept hyping me up,
Shout out to the
and
homie. Yeah. So he was the one that got you. Because he's you actually told me he's back or he's starting. This is like his first time
this is
playing
his
RP,
first
right?
RP, and he's just like a kid in a candy store, man. Like, he's getting good content off of it,
Yeah.
and it's just the whole thing. Like yesterday was really, really good. His story arc yesterday, it had him traversing across the map into jail, um, getting into it with some shady figures in the city, and just
Yeah.
being real mixy. Being real mixy, and his character is just too nice and trustworthy, and it's gonna get him killed. I'm just gonna say that. Me,
Ooh.
I'm the person who knows everything that's happening in the city. I'm that guy. I stay to myself, but I know what's happening. I know what's shaking, and I know what's happening, and I don't metagame. People just talk too much. Like, if you just know who to talk to, if you know who to befriend in the city,
Right.
all the information to come to you. Like, it's just certain places where people hang out. There's certain places where people just run their mouth and don't think people are listening, and yeah, it's just a big shady world. So you have businesses growing. um
So you've essentially become, in my mind, and this is why I always feel like you find yourself in these corners of RP, no matter which server you're on. I like to call you the Shadow King because you're moving behind the scenes. You're carefully plotting. Everybody's playing checkers right now on the server, but you're playing 4D chess, and it's so funny to see this, man. I can't wait until
yeah, I know about
I
the
can't wait
little
till we
gang
see.
out on the docks. Like, they think they're so secretive. Like, I know you. I know that you're there. I know what you're planning to do. They're trying to take over the south side of the city. They
That's
want
so
this
funny.
section. This person wants this, and we got a reporter now. She's running around being nosy as shit. Miss April O'Neil is like, you're gonna get yourself killed. And then the police force has like hired about 5 new people, which is always good. The backbone of any RP server is having a good police force and a good medical staff. So you need that, and to see it grow is actually good for the server. You know, they just need to slow roll out. When they add stuff, they just need to do a slow roll. That's all. Like, don't add too much at one
Kind of
time.
build
So,
that solid foundation so you can expand from there, right?
well, yeah, and then you always want to like be cautious of that because one bad script could literally turn your server into mush.
I gotcha.
So if you add a car, like say if you add a car pack or something,
Hmm.
you add like one or two. You kind of test. It's annoying, but it'll you'll avoid a lot of headaches. You know what I'm saying? So, put the cars in, test them out, make sure they're not making your server go to shit. Then once they're good, leave them in there. And then if you want to add like a bowling alley, if you're adding like property or something that's really big, like a bowling alley or a mall or something like that, you definitely probably want to shut the server down when you do that. And then you know what I'm saying? Like, kind of test that out, almost like a little beta testing, like to see if it's gonna like crash the server. It's a lot of intricate stuff that go on in the background that I talk to the mods and I just try to like help them out. I try to be more of a help in the city, like, and it
Right.
also plays a part of my character because like when new people come, it's like, okay, I could show them around and stuff, and then you learn a lot about people, and then you learn what they get into, and you just put a mental note in your mental Rolodex
See,
and you'll see them around the
classic
city.
Shadow King activities. I like how you dressing that up. You remind me of oh man, Kingpin from Spider Man. He's businessman by day. Hell, hey man, let me put my arm around you and show you around show you around town. But
Yeah, and then you get
that's
cool with
awesome.
people,
Yeah.
and they remember that because then they like say if like this girl that I was helping out, now she works as a mechanic. So guess who's getting like, little discounted upgrades on the whip. You know what I'm saying? Or it's just, hey, you scratch
Right,
my back, I
exactly.
scratch yours, or I know exactly where to get the dirty sticks. You know what I'm saying? Okay, if you need a gun, I could plug you in, or it's just stuff like that. Like it's a lot of background politicking right now, and that's to be, that's to be a thing when it's a new city. Like everybody is trying to
Yeah.
establish their characters, and some people. I love to see the fact that you have a lot of people who do want to be on a straight and narrow.
Right.
Like there's a lot of people who got stories that they can be amazing. Like, oh, I just want to do this, or I just want to own a grocery store, or I just want to do that. And I love that, like, because everyone's not just running to the gang shit. You know what I'm saying?
It's
Like,
more
there's
it's more
people.
fun to do and stretch out, man. And shout out to Tori in chat. He said you're gonna end up as the mayor. That's what I kind of foresee too, like a dirty mayor, but he got his finger in all of the illicit business, behind the scenes kind of stuff. That's that's pretty cool,
Yeah,
man.
and then it's just like, yeah, BZ. It actually is like on the server that I'm on. There's a lot of just regular like civilian people who don't really they don't want anything to do with like the gangs and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, we just two new gangs just formed yesterday and they're already beefing. So, but my thing is it's just not stupid beef like in other servers where people just shooting at each other for no reason and it's just getting out of control. Like these two dudes legitimately RP'd this out. Like they bumped into each other. I'm paraphrasing here. It wasn't
Yeah,
like they
sure.
bumped into each other, but I'm paraphrasing. Um, they had a conflict, to say the least, and it led up to them beefing. So there's a point in it, and I don't think it's going to last long
Yeah.
because how like they're setting it up, and then their blocks are like right around the corner from each other. So that's going to be very interesting to see unfold. And then we have the cops know, they're doing their investigation, which is cool. It's a cool aspect because the cops are, when they bring these people in, they're doing like real cops. Like you bring somebody in and they like, oh, who you affiliated with.
Question
So
him
they
and all
looking at,
that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, they looking at their tattoos and shit. And they're like, oh,
That's so
okay, you
cool.
must be with this person's gang. And they take notes of what's going on. So like everything is coming along well, man. And then like there's a lot of people like they have over I think 200 people on the server now for a server that just started a week. Those are good numbers. And so
Let me ask you a
if anybody
question.
want to join, you probably want to join before they whitelist it because they're coming close to like
Yeah.
whitelisting it soon.
So that was So that's kind of like, I guess it kind of goes with the question I have. So when it comes to RP, if someone's new to it or they're curious about it, would you recommend they go for a more established server, something that might be a little bit more stable in terms of
No.
gameplay, or would you rather someone go to like a newer up and coming kind of server? What do you think?
Up and coming is for somebody who's just learning RP. I would never go to established server because, especially a whitelisted established server, because people are too busy doing their own thing. You're gonna get
Sure.
lost. You're not gonna enjoy it. You're gonna come in because you literally spawn in a city and you don't know what to do. Right? Some
Right.
cities have like a welcome guide in the Discord where you can go and kind of
Interesting.
see what you can do or get a job or whatever. But up and coming servers are usually a little bit more user friendly because you will have people like me, like, if you spawn in and then people, they'll put the word out on the apps in the game, on your phone in the game, like the generic Twitters and Instagrams.
Man,
Hey,
when I
I'm new
seen
in
that for the
town.
first time, that was so insane to me. I really just wanted to highlight that. Like, you can text and get on social media in GTA RP. Like that is
Oh,
absolutely
and you
insane.
can what I was doing yesterday, I was actually watching people stream in my house on TV because you have access to
What?
the internet. Yeah, you have access to the internet and everything in your house. So
It's crazy how
um
meta that is. Like it's so funny how
you just
you
put the
got
URL in your TV.
that is
Like
so
say like
nuts.
right now I could take your stream and watch it um in RP in my house on TV. I could watch
Yeah.
us like right now. So man, these bots are out today. God
Nah, it's fine,
damn.
man. They're just gonna keep getting
But
crazier.
yeah, so you could like, you could like watch TV, you could like put up videos, music, whatever.
Yeah.
But back to the question, yeah, you want to people post up like, "Hey, I'm new in the town, blah blah blah."
Right.
And then like, people hit you up like, "Hey, okay, you new, like, where you at?" And then you got some people, they'll show you around town. They'll, it's like a little welcome package. They'll make sure you got food. They're like, "Hey, look, construction, like right now in our city, construction is like the big job to have because it pays the most. But people are starting to buy their own businesses now. So now you see like little businesses popping up in the city,
Oh, that's cool. Like little
like the
subcontractors and stuff.
dispensary.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
yeah, we
Yeah.
got the young ladies now, they got the dispensary spot. There's a donut shop about to open.
That's
So
fire.
you have these businesses and you can go there and get a job. Like whoever owns the business can hire you, put you on payroll, and you starting to see a lot of that. So yeah, it's always easier to kind of start even if the city's not new, like if it has a decent size, but like the bigger, more popular like servers, I don't think as a person, a first timer, you're gonna get that experience that you're looking for because you're gonna feel kind of lost. It gets frustrating. Then when you start running out of food, you're like, okay, what do I do? Like, I got $350 in my pocket. I don't know where to go. I don't have a car.
No friends to talk to. Yeah, I see what you're saying. That does
It
make
could
sense.
be a
Man.
little, yeah, because then you can be like, ugh, like it can, yeah, it gets like ill, like.
Be super,
But if
super.
you got a welcoming city
hard.
and people like, like, hey man, like, what's up, man? How long you been in the city? Oh, I just flew in yesterday. Oh, okay, so you ain't got shit. Like, you working? You doing this? Nah, I ain't know where to go and blah blah blah. Sometimes you got to teach people how to flex their muscles too.
Yeah.
Muscle flexing is basically when like it's a term for RP for basically using your keyboard and your keybinds. So you'll like, look, this is how you flex your K muscle. Like this does this. Like you can punch people with this. You can dance with these emotes. You help people set up their whole thing, and then that kind of like help them want to stay around too because they're like, oh, people in this.
It's all about community, and I think that's the thing that is super interesting. It's always has been to me for like when it comes to RP and like BZ. I've been thinking about it back and forth. Like every time we start talking about RP, you make me want to jump in, and I have the perfect character.
Yeah,
Right,
and
it's so cool that
they
you can
encourage you to be as unique as possible, like
Yeah.
because it's RP, but the server is not considered like serious RP.
Oh man, I'm straight tax guy by day, superhero by night.
And
That
you can
can't
be that.
save
Like
anyone.
you can be that. You can
Terrible.
talk to the people in government, aka government is the mods in Discord.
Right.
So if you in RP and someone ever says the government is doing this, they're talking about the mods in Discord. You can go in there and be like, hey, I want to, because we had a guy come in yesterday. Was like, do y'all have any roles for lawyer? And it was like, yeah, with, we're gonna need lawyers because we just got a judge. So they're trying to set up the whole court thing. And
That's super cool, man.
it's like they're trying to just give you these incentives to stay because they want like
Yeah.
certain jobs you just need people to stay. Like police, you're always going to need police. Police is a tough ass job. It's fun. Like I've been in like this is probably like my 13th city, and I was a cop in 2 cities, and all the buttons that you have to learn, it's a little intimidating, but once you get it and once you set up your keyboard with all the keybinds, once you
Right.
set all that up, is being a cop is actually hilarious, man. You meet so many weirdos, man. It's like, oh my god, it's hilarious. But there's a credit card. I mean, you got a credit system in the game. You have to build up your credit. Your car could get repossessed if you don't pay on it. Um,
So it's basically
yeah,
like real life. Like I keep thinking about stuff like Second Life. Like it's so funny to see how GTA like RP is just taking over. It's been such a consistent thing in content creation, man. Like
yeah, girls having sleepovers.
so
That's a
funny.
big thing. Like the girlies love having their little sleepovers and tea parties. They be doing all the little girly stuff, like little beach parties, and it's just
Right.
fun. Like for me, being a people watcher, it's definitely one of the reasons why I take to RP so much.
Sure.
Because like you could just kind of sit around and you meeting all these personalities. Like you just saw me before we got on. I was getting my car fixed, and there's people from
Right. You were right. Yeah, you
I
were
forgot.
talking to someone. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot where Max is from. She's from like London or so. She's somewhere over across the pond.
Boy.
And
Oh,
you
sorry.
can hear it in her like accent and stuff. So you're essentially like you're meeting a lot of people. I've met a lot of people who actually come into what is it, DreamHack. Like there's a
Oh, that's
lot of
pretty
people
cool. Yeah.
coming to DreamHack in the server. So
Oh
you
wow.
just meet all these different people, and of course, everywhere you go, you're gonna have your residential asshole. I haven't met anyone yet in this server. For the most part, everybody in this server has been pretty cool. So
Right.
yeah, it's a lot to get into. So with that being said, like I'm cutting back on my time in the server. That's why I'm kind of disconnecting. In my story, I'm disconnecting from a lot of people a little bit because I'm doing real life shit. So I don't have that much time. Because I looked up and I realized, like, oh shit, like how much time I'm putting in this shit, right?
It's
Like
easy to get swept
I'm
up in it,
like, oh
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna jump on for an hour and a half. Like after I get finished doing all my shit, it's like 10 p.m. Right? It's like 10 p.m. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm just gonna jump on, see what's going on, blah 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 blah. Man, I jump on. I look up. I'm like, man, it's like 1 o'clock. What the hell? I was only supposed to be in here for like 45 minutes. Especially if you get caught up in a story. That's the thing. If you get caught up in somebody's storyline, you don't know where that shit's gonna go. So, and the maze always keeps some shit going. So, yeah, I be telling him that I'm on probation. I'm like, look, man, look, I'm on probation, bro. I can't because
That's
he's like
hilarious.
he's an upcoming rapper and he keeps getting into shit, man. Jesus Christ, bro. But it's funny, man. I thought about streaming again just so people could just watch, but
You should, man.
we'll see.
We'll definitely. I do want to keep tabs on that, man. Like it just seems like you always have fun with it. Good old
Gotta find a
GTA,
good city
man.
though. I
Yeah.
ain't gonna say what happened to the city before that one. We'll just keep that on the hush, aka
Oh,
Gangland.
oh goodness. All right,
Yeah.
man.
That shit went to hell. I am so sad about that. But anyway,
That's sad, man. But yeah. So we'll definitely check in again on that. Hey, Weenie, how are you doing, man? If you guys are listening to this podcast on your favorite podcast platform, man, we are live every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern, having fun talking about a lot of stuff, man. We kind of, as we kind of approach the big old game, Gamescom at the end of the month. I think that's really like in terms of like large events besides the video game awards. I think that's it for the end of the year, man. It's crazy to think we're already touching the back half of the year, the back fourth of the year, if you will. And of course, you had the Olympics this year going on with the Esports World Cup around the same time, man. And it's so funny because we were talking before, like it's we're in a new era of social media, and we really didn't get to see the 2020 Olympics because of COVID, obviously. So it's good to see the Olympics like come back in full force. I think there was like a lot of exciting events. I always like I enjoy watching the Olympics. I don't know about you, but it's always fun to catch up on that stuff and see the great events. Especially with the I didn't watch the game, but the men's basketball game they almost lost the other day,
yeah.
right?
Well, I mean, it ain't their first time.
Yeah,
They've been
yeah.
they've been cutting it real close, and I've been catching up like on the highlights because I just been like working my ass off and stuff. So
Yeah.
I've been having to watch the highlights. But men's basketball has been. I kind of like the fact that they are not blowing people out.
Right.
It always makes like good to see a challenge. Like no one wants to see a blowout. Like this not like the 90s, you know what I'm saying, with
When basketball was much different back then, yeah.
when
The dream
people
team.
overseas, yeah, I don't think people overseas, correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, they were playing basketball, but they wasn't playing the caliber of basketball that we were doing over here.
No,
So
yeah, I agree with you.
like you had like Jordan and them going over there smoking people boots. But now it's like, I mean, because everyone, when it comes to basketball, everybody want to beat us.
Right.
Like
Everybody wants
we're
to
the
take
big
down the
bully on the
U.S.
block.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
so these teams are playing hard as hell, and it's making for some compelling basketball. And then it's cool to see like this ultra American team, right? Because you always like it almost feeds into the fantasy of what if. It's almost like the All-Star game, like having a LeBron and Steph Curry on the same team. Like it's so cracked.
Something
Like,
you would never see in a normal league. Yeah, it's always cool to see that. I agree. Like I think that's the thing that I always appreciate about the Olympics. Like you really do have the best athletes on the planet all gathered in one place. And like my favorite events to watch are always the track and field events. And I also learned this year that there was breakdancing in the Olympics. I didn't know that.
I don't even know. See, I'm watching this, right?
I don't know if
First
you
of
do
all,
that.
I got so many questions, right? So many questions. Where do you even dig the dirt up to find the greatest breakdancer in the U.S.
Doesn't it sound like your favorite
Eddie Goro? Like who are these people?
Oh,
Where did you
man.
go? What street team did you send out to find the greatest breakdancer in the U.S. of A?
Isn't that insane? You have a team of probably the best dancers in the U.S. and they still lost. Actually, the U.S.
Bruh, because there's
this-
probably some kid on the edge of the earth who all he got is breakdancing and a chicken sandwich.
I forget where they were from. I forget where they were from, but it's just so funny, like, because there was a couple of events that I guess people, thought that the U.S. shouldn't have lost in. I don't know if you saw the shooting competition that was going around, like the memes that was going around that.
Right?
And then, and then we ended up coming last, and I thought that was pretty funny because then people were making jokes about AR-15s, ha 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 ha. But I don't know, man. Like tomorrow, I think tomorrow's the last day for it. There's a couple of events I do want to watch, and I did want to ask you one question, man. If you could pick one event in the Olympics, it could be anything, and you were in the prime of your life, which event do you think you have the best chance of competing at? If you had time to train, what do you think? I have an answer. It's gonna be unexpected.
Long jump.
The long jump. Okay.
I used to long jump in high school, so.
Really? I really did know that.
School,
No shit.
Middle school and it was like an 8th and 9th grade thing when once again another talent not nourished. Okay?
You could have been an Olympic long jumper, DC? No way.
I really took to like track. Like I really used to love track.
Wow.
Because I was never a distance runner because like my stamina always have been trash.
Yeah.
So I did relay. I switched around when we were doing track. Like I did different positions and one like they had a long jump and I was really, really, really good at long jumping. Like insanely good. But it was never like you're a young kid from the hood or whatever. Like, you don't really know what that stuff is at the time. So, I didn't even know it was as big as it was. You know what I'm saying? It was just the ignorance of not knowing. Like, I thought it was just something fun to do. So, I would definitely say the long jump. I love jumping in the pit of sand. So, I don't know.
That's fire, man. That's a pretty cool piece of lore about you, man. I didn't know you were into.
I was like I've always been this size, but I was like super skinny. In 8th grade, I was a beanpole. So running like I was a good sprinter too. I was a damn good sprinter.
Yeah.
But when you put me in anything long distance, nah, champ. And let me tell you something about relay racing, boy. 'Cause, man, we had so many problems passing the baton. It was sick.
Oh, that's tough, man. Relay racing is hard. I did that in ROTC.
The
That's
baton
tough,
is
yeah.
the baton passing is so crucial because the goal is you don't want to stop your momentum.
No,
And
not
we
at
would
all.
damn near stop trying to pass the damn. I don't know why it was so hard for us to get like I knew how to do it.
Yeah.
Damn it, but I don't know. It just I would love to. I would love to be involved in track. If I can, man, I swear, if I can get in a time machine and go back, I definitely would have stuck with track. 'Cause I
Another
played football,
universe,
too.
yeah.
I played football. I did track. I had 2 left feet. I couldn't. I tried out for basketball. That shit was terrible, terrible, boy. Oh my god, I was so trash at basketball. Oh my god. Football, I had fun. I could have been something in football, but once again, I was in a public school. They didn't know what to do, man. They was.
story of your life, right? That's
I
cool,
wish I
though,
lived
man.
down here because at least in the South they take football seriously. Like I feel like I could have did something, but yeah, man, the long jump. What would yours be?
You know, so I was looking at the list of events because I like I said, I was super surprised that they had breakdancing or as they just call it, breaking, which just makes it even funnier to me. I can't stop laughing. I literally laughed for like 10 minutes because of the memes. Like, is it?
Oh my
One of the few
God.
times I enjoy social media was during this Olympics this past week.
We
but-
gotta. Hey, we should pull up some highlights.
we're gonna do that on
God,
stream. I got you. Say less. But nah, I would say if I had to choose, man, it would be handball. I don't know if you know what
Oh, you
handball
look
is.
like a handballer.
Like
You
I
look-
feel like I could dominate in some handball. If you guys don't know
Bro,
what
you
handball
look
is,
like
it's
a
essentially
handball
basketball
master, bro.
without bouncing it. It's the ball can fit essentially
we
in
don't
one of
know,
your
Reaper.
hands.
Reaper,
Ah.
they got breakdancing as an event. Now. We don't know anymore, man.
Yeah, man, it's super interesting to see the lineup of events that they had. Like, because a lot of those you don't really. I don't say they're. I won't say they're not televised, but they
Wait,
don't
you
get as
can't
much
show no
coverage. I
Olympic
think.
highlights.
Like, yeah, I think that would be fun. Like, yeah, I think handball for me, man. I feel like give me a solid year. I'm LeBron, man. I'm in there.
I
I'm in
saw
there.
people watching the whole Olympics on stream. You can't
Yeah.
do that, BZ.
Oh, they took.
They took down
Oh no, you know what? Yeah, he's right. Somebody got banned actually. I think Flight got
Oh,
banned
damn.
yesterday. That's actually a good point.
Oh,
Never
well, I
mind.
saw a lot of people. Yeah, I saw a lot of people watching it, but that don't mean that they didn't get a strike. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
How do you hear? Hold on. It's so essentially Reaper. Like I said, think of it like basketball, which you're on a smaller court, kind of thing like an indoor court. It's kind of a mix of like basketball, soccer, because there's a goal at each end of the field, and your team has to throw the ball into the net to score. And you don't bounce the ball. You just kind of you run with it in your hand, i.e. handball. It's like a soft, kind of like a like that kind of soft material,
It's basically
You know,
something that
yeah.
he would win at.
like a
'Cause
little
only
bean bag. I got big hands too, so yeah, man, come on. I'm in
Darius,
there.
The handball champ, bruh, bringing home the gold.
I'm telling you,
I
man, that
would
would have
want
been
to do
it.
something flippy. I probably
Ooh,
want
like
to flip around. I
some-
want to
some
be a big
gymnast.
bounce. You know what I'm saying?
I was
You
always
imagine my
scared of
big ass up
gymnastics,
there
man.
Flipping around. I always had a fear of landing on my head.
That's what I'm
so-
saying. Like, I shout out to all the gymnasts in the world, man. I don't think that was something I could ever freaking do. Like, I was always scared of hurting myself. You know,
Simone Biles is 4'8".
yeah, and she's the greatest.
Why is she so small? And stop making her take pictures with Shaq, cause y'all weird. Okay?
She was born to be an Olympian, man. Just like I forget the young lady's name who won the women's swimming. She basically lapped all the other competitors. Swimming gold medal. She's
The
basically
Olympics
like
is-
she's the female Michael Phelps, as people are calling her that. Like she completely dominated. I think like the swimming team got like 9 gold medals or something crazy. Like Katie Ledecky is her name. Like, oh my goodness, man. She was
Oh, you
so
good with
far.
names.
I just
He's
Googled
good
it.
with names.
Yeah, I just looked it up.
Nah, I
but-
wouldn't even if I looked it up, I probably wouldn't even be able to pronounce it. Like
Yeah.
there's some people got some hard to pronounce names.
And it's
boy.
so funny because this is the only time I feel like America comes together. This is the only time we stop fighting amongst ourselves for a little bit.
We like
To
the
be
ghetto
patriotic.
family.
Yeah.
That's all. We like the ghetto family. Like We got eternal beef, but it's like, don't fuck with us. Don't fuck with us, but we fighting right now.
Little brother syndrome, like I can mess with him, but you can't mess with him type stuff. Yeah, that's all it is, man. It's so funny.
My brother's a bitch, but that's my brother. Like, you can't say it.
Yeah. You know what, Reaper? I'll post a link after the podcast in the chat so you guys can check it out. There was one pretty intense match that I saw, and then badminton, not for me. Absolutely not. The people who play that are superhuman. That's absolutely insane. But yeah, man, the Olympics, like I said, tomorrow's the last day, I think, and a lot of the closing ceremony and all that good stuff. And, maybe we'll talk about some of the news I heard surrounding the Olympics, maybe next time. Because there was apparently some controversy like food and stuff, food quality and stuff in the Olympic Village wasn't kosher for some of the athletes in there.
Yeah, there's been a lot of stories coming out that about just typical dumb human stuff, bro. People just being bigots and bullshit like that. And it's to be expected because you're going to other people's countries, and
No, I think. Did you see the one story about the guys who were number 2ing in the river to contaminate the water supply and where some of the swimmers were swimming? One of the I think it was one of the swimmers got sick because of it. It was actually pretty disgusting, man.
Did he get pink eye?
No, it was a she. I don't know. She got actually really sick. Not just a normal.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm gonna need to.
Some of the Paris residents.
So somebody took a shit.
Number 2, yes, sir.
A big deuce.
Multiple
Taco Bell.
multiple people apparently. This was residents
so you got a
of
line
the
of
city.
people holding hands, kumbaya as they shit. Why?
Because hey, man, people have hate in their hearts, man. That's the nicest way I can say it on the podcast.
And just when I thought the Taylor Swift terrorist act was something.
Hey, man, just be nice.
People out here, bro.
Just be nice. Let people enjoy
First
things.
of all, hey, for anybody ruining a Taylor Swift concert, hey, man, fuck you, man. Leave Tay-Tay alone.
All that hip in the river, yeah. I can't even imagine what yeah. That's disgusting, man. Oh God, that's so nasty, man. But yeah,
ABC Andy.
Yeah, it wasn't
a pink eye.
Was not cool to see, man. So hopefully those people are brought to justice. Those boo boo bandits.
And y'all wonder why he ain't coming back, bro. Y'all stray further and further away, don't y'all? Damn, man. Who thinks that? Who just say, "Hey, man"?
You have to be pretty twisted.
No. Hey, Darius, call up the boys. We going to poop.
You have to be pretty twisted in the head to think to do something like that, where people are gonna be swimming. That's devious behavior, man. I don't have no other words for it. That's just devious behavior. But other than the poop, the events have been awesome. So if you guys haven't seen any of it, man, you can check it out on YouTube. And just like BZ mentioned in chat, they are doing Paramount Plus coverage as well, or your local. If you have regular cable. I don't know many people who do anymore. So make sure you guys check that out, man. Oh God, we are running out of time. I tell you, man, that whole GTA conversation. Every time we talk about GTA, it gets us, man. It's always
we're right on time. What do you mean?
We can talk about Borderlands. Fuck these Source Work Club. I want to talk about Borderlands movie.
Yeah.
So the movie's out. It's out. It got completely destroyed on Rotten Tomatoes as expected. I will say this: I still plan to see the movie. I don't want to just criticize the film and be on the hate with the hate mob on it. I'm gonna watch it because it's going to come to stream. I think it's gonna come to stream platforms within a month. Honestly, I'm so curious to see what the. Here's another great question: if you had to guess a number, what do you think their earnings are gonna be on Monday?
How much did it cost to
$100 million. $100 million.
$100 million.
I'm pretty sure Borderlands 3. Borderlands movie budget. I think that was what it was reported. I'm sorry. It was $115. $115 million. Oh my God. So how much money do you think this makes? How much do you think it makes over the weekend?
$115 million.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, so how much is gonna make the ROI on this bad boy? Eh?
I wonder if there's like a real time profit. Box office profit. Let's see. I know there's like a box office.
I'm gonna. You know what? Okay, we got one in the chat.
We got a 15 million.
15 million.
I got one for 15 million.
I'm gonna say 36 million.
I will say this: Tori is closer to the Enter than you are.
Oh, I thought we were guessing. Oh, it's a thing.
There's a projection. So no, there's a projection. But I was curious what your answer was gonna be, because, like I said, I think this movie's gonna completely bomb, and this was such a bad idea to do. Like you had good examples of great gaming properties. You know, like Fallout just came out. You know, Halo Season 2, I guess, even though it's homeless now. The Super Mario movie, like there's, you know, the Sonic films, like there's so many good properties, and it's just so sad to see that they dropped the ball on this. I think their biggest mistake was the casting. Like, like, you know, you had Kevin Hart as Roland. He does not scream. Look, man, he's short. Okay, I ain't nothing against short people or Kevin. Like Kevin he was not the right fit for Roland, in my opinion, man. Are you gonna watch? You're not gonna see the movie? Come on, man. You're not gonna see Borderlands. You got to.
Man, look, for comedic reasons, maybe. But this is my thoughts on it, right? Oh, globally only 15.
That's awful.
This is my thoughts on it. Everything does not have to be live action. Right. This would have been better if it was animated. They could have used the same animation that they use in the game, bring it to a HBO Max or some kind of Prime. I could see that going on Amazon Prime. It just looked primey. You know what I'm saying? Throw it on one of the apps and let it cook. Because let's be honest, Borderlands is a hard game to translate to the big screen, right? I know we got sci-fi and people gonna say, oh, well, these other types of movies, we got Star Wars and stuff and blah, blah. I just don't think everything needs to be on a big screen. Everything doesn't have to be live action. The casting for this is horrible. I don't want to disrespect Shorty because I loved her as Hela in Thor. I think she did an amazing job. Yeah, but her, like, she's a little bit older than what I thought what's her face would be.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people are saying about Tannis. Yeah, that you know, she should have been a little younger. I feel like, you know, you had
it's not even about looks, right?
Yeah,
like, because I don't want to make it seem like, oh, it's like, oh, well, y'all think she got to be this young, hot, sexy vixen. No, I just think she would have been. I thought that character was a little bit younger. Roland, like you said. Oh, God. We had a whole episode about when they announced Kevin Hart. We literally, if y'all go back, we had a whole episode. Oh, God. I think it was titled We Ain't Rolling. That's the name of the episode.
I think so. Yeah, that was a great one.
Yeah. Oh, my God. So we discussed this already. Kevin Hart, hey, love you to death, man. Love you in Kai's basement. Great, great, great content. But that was a miscast. That was a misstep. I just, and then the Psycho was a little too, he didn't translate to TV as well. From the little clips that I saw on the commercials, he just looked like a bumbling idiot. And then I don't even think Borderlands humor translate too well now. I think the jokes are like, that kind of humor is not what it is anymore.
It looked like they were trying to hit between 1 and 2 in terms of like I think that type of humor and jokes and stuff, at least just with just initial looking at it, because I think Borderlands 3 is such a departure from 1 and 2 that, you know, I think Borderlands 3 is probably my least favorite of the series, you know, because we played it pretty extensively.
Oh God, we abused the hell out of Borderlands 2.
You know, 2 and 3. You know, and I feel like this was a good chance for them to reintroduce this series to, not just the hardcore audience, but the new, to new people, because it's basically known that Borderlands 4 is in development right now. So we could realistically see that game within the next 3 to 4 years, right? And I feel like this was such a misstep. Like you said, this could have been I almost would have loved a animated series or something like this, and maybe
episodic, right? Like they could even did episodes. Like, because there's so much lore to pull from.
Like you look at I don't know if a lot of you or a lot of people have ever played Tales from the Borderlands or more Tales from the Borderlands. That was a great example of, you have this really cool world to build off of with a different set of characters, not just the main Vault Hunters. And I would have more than loved to have seen that versus just a slightly different spin on the first game. And I think what makes this even worse, Reaper, because he mentioned in chat that the directors and producers didn't really seem like they cared or paid attention to what makes Borderlands Borderlands. The creator of Borderlands was heavily involved in this, Randy Pitchford. So much to the point that he's been essentially arguing with people on Twitter over the last couple of days after the premiere.
Yeah, he's been in them Twitter streets going crazy.
He's been in the trenches, man. And
that's the first sign that a movie is going to fail.
Yeah, and I like Randy a lot, man. Like, obviously Borderlands is one of my favorite series. Like, I don't know if you guys saw or heard about Game Informer closing. They have my favorite cover was the original art for Borderlands 1. It's always a series that's been close to me, you know what I mean? Like, and it just.
Wait. Go ahead, my bad.
No, go. What were you gonna ask? Go ahead.
No, I wanted to know. So you said the guy who was pretty much created Borderlands, he was involved.
He was super involved in this. He actually.
So how did it go so left?
He even announced the movie on stage. I forget. I think he was at PAX when they were talking about Borderlands 3. Like, before Borderlands 3 came out, I remember this movie being announced. And they showed like a little snippet of some of the graphical fidelity of what they were trying to achieve in Borderlands 3. I remember this because he brought the director out. Eli Roth is the name of the guy who directed the movie. And it's just, and like I said, man, like, I don't just want to jump on the hate train with this. Like, I'm gonna watch the movie at some point. My wife, funny enough, wanted to watch it because Claptrap's in it. She loves Claptrap,
but that's one of the characters they seem like they got right.
Yeah, with
Claptrap and Tiny Tina, she doesn't look that bad either. Like,
no, she actually looks
they
cool.
nailed her and what's her face, and then like, I'm gonna tell you what could have pulled this movie over the top, because you have one of video games' most iconic villains, man. Handsome Jack. Like, if they would have nailed that, I would have been front row at this movie. I would have been front row. I would have been there. They could have
even like kind of led into it, or maybe I would love a series. Like, imagine like a TV show of Borderlands where it's like employees that work at the different gun manufacturers. Like, maybe it could have been an employee that worked at Hyperion.
See, that's what you do a series for.
You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly.
Into all that.
And then you can kind of hint that, because Handsome Jack was running Hyperion at the time of 2. And you could have had it to where you don't directly interact with him or see him on the show, but there's hints of him throughout of it. And that's how you enter, you build hype and stuff, man. I'm just saying, hire me, man. Like, come on, guys. Like, I can be a writer. No, I'm just kidding. I couldn't. But I think there's just better ways to present this stuff to people and cooler ways to do it. And I just think this, because I just looked up the Steam charts for all three Borderlands games, because there was a update to Borderlands 3 the other day. I think it was on Thursday. And it's just like quality of life stuff. Borderlands been out. Borderlands 3 has been out for like 4 or 5 years at this point. So it's kind of interesting to see them do this around the time of the movie. So a lot of people.
It's like, I feel bad, right? Like, when you come in, there's a certain kind of decorum you want to have, but you also want to be honest. I know us.
Yeah. It's gonna be trash, man.
Super Weapon, we don't really want to go out purposely just to bust people balls, right?
Nah.
But we have to be honest with the movie, because I thought about it. Like, when you see somebody on Twitter fighting for their life, Because you got to think, they had this baby, right? If the person who's been involved with Borderlands forever actually had a hand at trying to make this, it's like you make this baby and then it just gets like shitted on. You're just like, yo, like F y'all, man.
He's
look.
he's just like mass blocking people. It's just not a good look, man. Like it's just.
But also, you have to be able to stand 10 toes down in your art too,
True.
and realize that maybe you put a polished turd out there, you know, keeping the doo-doo theme going. I don't know, like maybe you need to go reevaluate some things and see why people don't like it. That's another thing too.
Right.
I know internet's gonna have fun. It's what we do on Twitter. We have jokes. I get it. But also, you know, throw a little constructive criticism in there too, to let them know, like, look, this is where you went wrong. Kevin Hart, boom, there you go.
First mistake.
First mistake, Kevin Hart.
I mean, like, and he's expensive too. Like, you know, I think he gets something like
Kevin
20
Hart
million
made
per
off like
role.
he
like
made off like a fat rat. He knew what he was doing.
He gets
didn't care
a lot of
about
money.
that role.
And I'm curious too. I always say this too. I'm curious if for someone to see it who's not familiar with Borderlands, I want to know if they think it's just a bad movie in general versus it being a bad Borderlands movie.
Again.
You know what I mean? Like that's just kind of how I feel. I'm curious to see. Oh, hello. Uh-oh. Can you hear me? Chat, can you hear me? DC, can you hear me? What the heck happened? Hold on. I think my Discord crashed. Hang on. Close window. Oh man. What the heck just happened? Now my Discord won't open. Well, chat, I think that's the end of the episode. Man, thank you guys for hanging out for episode 201, man. I think I'm just gonna stop recording here, so I can figure out what's going on with my audio. I appreciate you guys for hanging out. We'll do a re-recording afterwards for an ending, man, with DC. I'll do it with him probably tomorrow or something. I appreciate you guys.